Turki Alalshik has just announced that Canelo Alvarez will face Terence Crawford on September 12th at Las Vegas Stadium. And this time, it's not rumors or talks, it's true. The statement was made live inside the ring, shortly after Canelo won. By majority decision over William Skull, Crawford entered the ring, and the two squared off, setting the way for one of the biggest fights in boxing history after years of anticipation and weight debates. Crawford is finally getting the fight that will define his legacy, and when asked how he feels about the most important test of his career, he sounded laser-focused.
Very excited. This is the biggest fight of my career, if it happened, and I'm just looking forward to it. I'm excited. Looking over the landscape of boxing and the opportunities and the accomplishment that Canelo had, and sizing them up and things like that. I know we ain't never been in the ring before, but it's a great opportunity for me in my career. Very exciting. It's like throwing gasoline on a bucket of fire. I'm very competitive, and I'm looking to be competitive in a fight in September.
Two undisputed winners, to completely different styles, and now one huge fight. Crawford has defeated 147 and 140. Canelo is at 168, and in September, they will finally meet in what is already being called the most high-stakes showdown of the decade. Let's see what the pros have to say about this surprise news. Terrain Crawford knows exactly what this fight means, and he made it quite clear.
The face of boxing, he's the best fighter for Terence Crawford out there. He's the biggest fight for Terence Crawford out there, so that's why Terence Crawford want to take the opportunity to share a ring with another great.
How do you beat him?
You'll see. Come 12.
Crawford did not flinch when asked about the weight disparity, which is the most important question surrounding this fight.
That's why we fight the fight. So September 12th, we all going to see if the weight going to make a difference or not.
No excuses, no theories. Crawford knows the danger, but he also recognizes the opportunity. It's legacy versus heritage, pound for pound versus the face of boxing, and it now has a date. September 12th, Las Vegas. While some detractors think Crawford is taking on too much by fighting Canelo at 168, others, including former world champion Amir Khan, disagree. For Khan, it's more than just the weight on the scale.
You need more than size, you need more than weight, you need more than everything. I think what you need now is you just need box IQ, the right box IQ, you need to be smart. And someone like Canelo fighting against Crawford, you need more than power, you need more than speed, you need ring IQ, you need literally everything, because this is the two best pound for pound fighters who are going to be fighting each other, even though Crawford is going to be giving away a lot of weight. But I feel that it could go either way.
That is the core of this matchup, a clash of raw strength and pure boxing intelligence. And if Crawford has proven anything, it is that he is not only climbing weight classes, but also beating champions, having sparred with Canelo Alvarez himself. Amir Khan has direct experience with gaining weight and being punished for it. When asked about Terence Crawford possibly going up to fight Canelo at 168 pounds, Khan did not mince words. He sees size as the ultimate factor that significantly favors Canelo.
Size matters, bro. End of the day, I think I like, but if it was at 147 or 154, I say Crawford. But because anything heavier than that, if it's at 160 or above, I got Crawford winning.
You got who winning?
You not Crawford, Canelo. So anything over 160, Canelo. Anything below, if it's at 154, I got.
Even though Khan commended Crawford's skill set and admitted that he might still cause difficulties at heavier weights, he warned spectators not to be misled by technique alone. Referring to Canelo's recent fight with Skull, Khan stated that, despite Skull's clean blows, he lacked the strength to harm Canelo, as would Crawford.
Look how big Skull was today. And he couldn't really cause problems. He was catching Canelo, but not hurting him. Canelo takes a good shot. Canelo's a tough opponent, man. He can take a shot and give a shot back, and he's still young and strong and throws good shots and has good stamina.
Amir Khan concluded his comments with a direct warning to Crawford, based on personal experience. He warned Crawford not to take that chance, stating the dangers of confronting someone who is usually heavier and more explosive. While Khan still admires Crawford's strength at welterweight, he made it clear that the physical difference as super middleweight is a whole different beast,
Still a spring chicken, you know what I mean? He's still got it.
You came a long way.
It's a tough fight for. Look, I advise Crawford not to take a fight like that because I know what it's like when you give too much weight away. Even though Crawford is a big welterweight fighter and it could you know, and he's a strong fighter as well. But look, Canelo is just a bit stronger and heavier in my opinion and bigger.
Dmitry Bivol knows what it's like to defeat Canelo, and after watching the fight with Terence Crawford, he offered his initial comments, emphasizing that Canelo will not have it easy.
I think Crawford wants this fight a lot. He wants this fight, and I think he will be more active than Canelo's previous opponent. And he has different mentality. He has champion mentality. I think fight will be much more.
Then came the question of weight and whether the big difference would be too much for Crawford, but Bivol was unsure that it would be the deciding factor.
I think Crawford will not let Canelo just walking on the ring when he wants, you know, because we could see this fight. Canelo did everything. When he wanna rest, he could rest easy, you know, in this fight.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course, when he wants to work, that guy didn't give him work. He just rest. And I think with Crawford, it will be harder to rest.
From a man who has already solved the Canelo puzzle, this isn't just hype, it's a warning. Crawford's attitude, movement, and IQ may be enough to push Canelo out of his comfort zone even at 168 pounds, and some think Crawford has the ability to overcome the size difference. Rising middleweight contender Hamza Shiraz isn't one among them. For him, the issue isn't Crawford's skill, but rather his physics.
He does win by knockout. I think he does win by knockout. And that's only because of the weight. You can't jump up from 54 to 68 fighting the best of the best, even though you're the best yourself. It's too much of a weight jump, man. But listen, you never know. You can't write off Crawford, but I think Canelo will knock him out.
While Shiraz recognized Crawford's talent makes everything conceivable, his ultimate prediction stayed unchanged, following a unanimous decision over William Skull in a fight with more running than blows. Canelo faced questions regarding his next move. The crowd seemed unmoved, and Canelo appears to have been as well. Then came the big headline, confirmation that he's ready for the Crawford fight while still celebrating his victory. Canelo made it clear that the real fight starts now.
Will employ the same tactics to try and box
I hope
outside?
not. I hope not, because the people deserve a good fight.
What do you make of the Crawford fight next?
Huh?
How excited are you for the Crawford
I'm
fight?
excited. I'm gonna enjoy this win and then we think. Do it.
The official face-off between Canelo and Crawford may have looked respectful, but the comments spoken in the ring conveyed a different picture. Canelo, fresh off a grueling 12-round decision win over William Skull, didn't mince words when dealing with Crawford face-to-face.
How are you feeling after your great performance tonight?
Oh, I feel great. I win. You know, I come to put a great show, but to put a great show, you need both fighters. So.
The undisputed champion did not hide his unhappiness with the way the Skull fight played out, namely the lack of participation and sprinting. The gripping clearly annoyed him, and he made it clear he does not want Crawford to turn their mega fight into another 12-round jog.
That's why I hate fighters like that, because to put a good show, you need to have two fighters try to be able to try to win, do something. But it is what it is. I'm happy. I'm happy with the win, and that's all matters.
However, there was real irritation behind that calm comment. Canelo's body language and tone indicated it, and when pressed further, he revealed the mindset that he thinks wrecks boxing's biggest platforms.
Great, I win. I come to put a great show, but to put a great show, you need both fighters. So, but at the end of the day, win is a win.
Are you frustrated with William Skull?
Yeah, a little bit, but.
What did you say to him at the end of the fight?
I say to him, you just come to, you can not win a fight like that, fighting like that. And he say, I'm sorry, it's my first time, and I just try to put a good fight, and I'm so sorry.
Then Canelo gave a message not only to Skull, but to anyone else considering sharing the ring with him simply to survive.
That's a mediocre mind. That's a mediocre mind, because they come just to survive, to go to the 12th round. That's a mediocre mind. You need to put a good fight there and put great show, you know.
While most onlookers viewed Canelo Alvarez's unanimous decision against William Skull as regular, if not dull, former world champion Amir Khan caused controversy with his candid appraisal. Khan didn't just say it was close. He really leaned towards Skull edging.
You think Skull did enough, yeah?
I think he did enough, man. I mean, look, at the end of the day, I like Canelo, but I think it was very close, and I thought Skull won by 2 rounds.
Khan stressed Skull's ring IQ and timing, pointing out that he was making Canelo miss while performing clean counters against him. This wasn't just about activity, it was about effective boxing, especially, and the interviewer noted Canelo's early body blows. Khan wasn't moved. Skull was making him miss while catching him with some good hits. You might be looking at who was making the better shots. Skull's shots were cleaner, did you not think Canelo's body shots were good? I just thought early on at the start of the fight, yeah, but then towards the conclusion, that's why Canelo slowed down a lot, and that's when I think Skull ramped up his pace and was throwing a lot more blows, making Canelo miss a lot as well. But, at the end of the day, it was a close fight. As I already stated, I only had 2 rounds with Skull, but it could have gone either way, and it was a close fight. Amir Khan's decision stands in stark contrast to the official scoring and Canelo's own confidence, but it represents a bigger question fans have begun to ask. Was Canelo truly dominant, or did he merely scrape past a fighter with nothing to lose? In neither case, it complicates the possible Crawford fight. Trainer, when questioned about the fight between Canelo and Crawford, Joel Diaz did not mince words. While he calls Crawford his favorite fighter, he thinks this is far too difficult, a challenge for the smaller man. Diaz thinks that it's more than simply skills. It's about physics, firepower, and demonstrated durability.
For Canelo to win. Simple as that. That's what I can tell you.
Then in September, if Canelo wins, he's got Terence Crawford waiting in the wings.
There is no way that Terence Crawford, being to me my favorite fighter, the best fighter pound for pound, can be Canelo. A 147-pounder moving up to 68, he can only maybe go 2-3 rounds, good 2-3 rounds, and then Canelo hits him and he...
Diaz made it clear. Canelo's size and power are more than just theoretical benefits, they are effective weapons, he mentioned. How even Gennady Golovkin, probably the hardest puncher in middleweight, couldn't dent Canelo, which is why he thinks once Crawford feels the difference, it's game over to explain what he sees coming. Diaz tied it to another recent incident involving a slick techie chewing off more than he could chew.
He was being hit by Triple G, the hardest hitter in the division, and never hurt him. But Canelo will hit Crawford and he'll hurt him. Let's put it this way. You remember the fight Benavidez and Demetrius Andre?
Yes.
Demetrius Andre was a great fighter. Nobody wanted to fight him at 54. He moved to 60. Fight 1 or 2. Nobody wanted to fight him at 60. So what did he do? He moved up to 68 because there was nothing for him in the first early round. Demetrius Andre was in control. He was doing great. But once that weight starts kicking in, it takes over. There is no way that Crawford can beat Canelo. Turkey on the sheet. It's a big fan of Terence Crawford. He wants to give him a good payday, and simple as that. That's all it is, man.
So, while Diaz admires Crawford's skill set, he's clear that this fight isn't about boxing ability. It's about survival in a division where strength, mass, and pressure destroy even the most brilliant movers, and in his opinion, Crawford's genius won't be enough to stop the inevitable. When questioned about Canelo versus Crawford, Robert Garcia's father, the famous Eduardo Big Garcia, was straight and to the point. For him, this isn't about skills, resumes, or strategy. It's about weight, strength, and business, and he can't see Crawford winning, even if it's a miracle. Crawford is a great fighter, but he is rising in the ranks, and I feel he will be unable to win. Canelo is going to beat him. Promoters do not want Canelo to lose because he makes millions and millions. Boxing veteran Julio Cesar Chavez Sr. is skeptical about Terence Crawford's choice to fight Canelo Alvarez at the 168-pound weight class. Speaking honestly, he warns that Crawford's skills may only last a few rounds until physical differences take over. And despite the hoopla, Chavez thinks this battle is motivated by money rather than logic. You think the first few rounds would be tough because of his Cuban style. He moves a lot, but during the second half of the fight, Canelo will most likely see what he can accomplish. Chavez thinks Crawford's smooth movement may buy him time early on, but time will not save him. As the rounds progress, he expects Canelo to tear him down, and Chavez is particularly worried about the size difference. A huge jump from 147 to 168 just doesn't make sense from a fighter's viewpoint. He does not view it as a fair challenge, but rather a cash opportunity. Despite the fact that they will meet at the same weight, the two fighters will be from different weight classes. He thinks they're only going for the money. Crawford, but Canelo will definitely knock him out. Chavez Sr. isn't denying Crawford's greatness, but he is pointing out the reality. Money fight or not, size matters, and if Canelo hits cleanly, he sees Crawford losing, not just being knocked out. Shawn has really sparred with Canelo, so when he talks about size, weight, and pressure, he speaks from personal experience. While Shawn made sure to give Crawford his roses, calling him magnificent and incredibly skilled, he also underlined the physical realities of the matchup. Canelo's weight, strength, and size advantage in the ring, especially during the championship rounds.
Amir Crawford?
Yeah.
I think Canelo just too big for Crawford. I mean, Terence Crawford is another, amazing fighter. Got to give credit when it's due. He's an amazing fighter. He's very talented. And he'll for sure give Canelo a fight. And Canelo knows that. But I feel like Canelo will use, his experience, his weight, and how big he is, and I think he'll overpower Terence Crawford like in the later.
Shawn Garcia's view echoes a common concern shared by many in boxing. No matter how skilled Crawford is, moving up to 168 pounds against a battle-tested, heavy-handed Canelo could be a bridge too far. Even those who admire Crawford's genius, such as Shawn, view the size discrepancy as a game-changer. Lonnie B. Lionel Thompson, a veteran fighter and past sparring partner of elite pros, recently gave his brutally honest thoughts on the probable bout between Terence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez. While he praised Crawford's abilities, Lonnie made it plain that this is about more than just skill. It is also about physics, pressure, and presence. I am a strong believer that a good large man will always beat a good small man. Do you understand what I am saying? So, see, William Scar is a naturally huge guy, whereas Crawford isn't. And the way he fought with Muranov, he won, but he suffered, you know what I mean. So it appears that Lonnie B was not simply repeating cliches. He articulated why size would be a problem. He mentioned Crawford's struggles against a weaker opponent, Madrimov, and claimed that if someone like him could cause problems, a persistent tank like Canelo would be a nightmare, especially given Canelo's style: compact, powerful, and patient. A Canelo who will come forward, press the problem further, and hit them on the shoulders. The hips are not a clean target because few fighters know how to create openings, and with Canelo's method, you have to create the opening. Then Canelo erupts, so you can't fall asleep. You know what I mean. So, do you understand what I am saying? Listen, Crawford is a fantastic fighter, one of the best this age has ever seen. I could be wrong, but I just don't see it. Lonnie B did not deny Crawford's greatness. He named him one of the best of this time. However, for Lonnie, this isn't a heritage debate. It's a stylistic and physical mismatch, and, like many who've been inside the ring with big punchers, he sees Crawford's move to 168 as a step too far. Terence Crawford versus Canelo Alvarez is finally occurring, and it's more than just a fight. It's a full-fledged clash of greatness, undisputed versus undisputed. The slickest expert in the sport facing the biggest name in boxing, Crawford, is chasing his reputation. Canelo is protecting a kingdom, but greatness comes with risk, and views are as divided as they can be. Some feel Crawford's skills will allow him to cut through weight classes as he has in the past. Others believe he has entered a division where the size, power, and punishment will be too much to handle. We've heard from champions, trainers, and legends, and they're split, but now it's your